Hello on this rather wet Tuesday morning. It is pouring down with rain here in the Midlands in the UK. I've already started this once. I had to stop because DPD delivery man came. I've just got a black coffee this morning and it's going to be a quick one, I'm afraid. Super busy. I just thought I'd share with you my Arne and Carlos knit along so far. I'm really pleased. I'm managing to keep up. I've woven my ends in, as you saw in the introduction. I have got a bit of a jog going on, and I know that there is a jogless stripe thing that you can do, but life's too short. And yes, I'm very pleased I'm keeping up with it. It needs a jolly good block. This yarn is a little bit rustic. It's Rowan Norwegian wool, and Arne and Carlos have chosen the colour range for this. I don't think I'd want a garment knitted out of it. As I say, it's a little bit rustic and it's a bit chunky for me. And you can see I've got some areas that are okay with the stranded colour work, like here, but other areas that are a bit suspect. But I'm hoping it'll all come out in the blocking. So it's working out very well for me. The clue being released at 5 PM GMT, and 6 rounds a day. It's not taking me too long to do. Yesterday on the Imagined Landscapes, there wasn't a pattern update. It was part of the story. And then I have started my cross stitch. It is so fine. To think this is 28 count even weave. I used to work on 32, which is even smaller, and I am really struggling with this. I gave my daylight magnifying light to my husband. I wish I hadn't, because I could do with that. But without further ado, let's get to today's little pack of yarn. Let's see if we can read the story. So it says, every year, Beth, Joe and the children made a trip by pony and cart into the town of Drewston to pick up some provisions for Christmas. The children loved to look into the beautifully dressed windows of the shops. Their favourite was the window of Trent's Toys. Little Alfie was in Joe's arms and was pointing a chubby finger at a brightly painted drum, and then at the row of little wooden buildings that made up the display. Tommy looked at Alfie and then back to the little houses thoughtfully. Drewston's high street was bustling, and Joe held Florence's hand tightly. She pulled him towards the window of the drapers, where brightly coloured lengths of cord tempted people in. Nearby the haberdasher's window was filled with silk buttons, laces, French beads and silk handkerchiefs. Florence was becoming proficient with her needle, and along with Beth, she pointed at the sumptuous braids and trimmings. Florence let out a wistful sigh, and Joe smiled down at her. Outside the Lion Tavern, voices were raised and laughter drifted down the street. They continued along past the milliners, the confectioners, the grocers, where filberts, onions and apples were being selected by customers, bundled up well against the cold and the fog that was once again descending. On they walked past the bakers and the butchers and the newly opened coffee house. As they made their way home later past the church, where brightly lit coloured windows stood out in the gloom, plans for Christmas Day were made by the adults, while dreams were being had by the 3 little ones asleep, with smiles on their glowing faces. And then the quote from A Christmas Carol today is, they walked along the road, Scrooge recognising every gate and post and true, until a little market town appeared in the distance, with its bridge, its church and winding river. Some shaggy ponies now were seen trotting towards them with boys upon their backs, who called to other boys in country gigs and carts, driven by farmers. All these boys were in great spirits and shouted to each other until the broad fields were so full of merry music that the crisp air laughed to hear it. Little bit of personification there. And I found on my bookshelf this morning my version of A Christmas Carol. It's a lovely little book, and it's got this gold down here. I think there were some illustrations in it. Yes, there's some illustrations. this boy is ignorance, this girl is want. Guess I shall have to have a little read of that. Anyway, without further ado, because I've already been a little bit longer than I wanted to today. Oh my, look at this. Oh, and just the softness of it. It is the softest yarn that you ever could feel. It is beautiful. Thank you very much, Sherry. There is day 5. And stay dry today. I don't think you'll be cold unless you're in Alaska, but stay dry. And whatever you're stitching, stitch love into every stitch. Take care. Bye now. Editing me here. I forgot to do pattern of the day. So today's mystery pattern of the day is this Bright and Merry hat by Mary Pranica. It's another free pattern on Ravelry, and I think again this is perfect. You'll be able to whip this up in time for Christmas. It uses worsted weight yarn and is knit on 5mm needles, and again you can use scraps, and perfect for beginner colour work knitters. So yes, I will be back tomorrow and hopefully be a little bit more organised. Thanks so much. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Be back tomorrow. Bye now.